Hey, welcome on back to The Reckoning. Into the next half of the hour we go, and we're going to continue that conversation coming out of New York and going into a more historical view. Very glad to do that with author Richard C. Lyons. Now, of course, folks, we talk a lot about the socialism, communism plight that we face here in the political side of America. That, of course, trace the roots of that back to the mid-19th century in Europe. But it is a battle of control, a battle of governance that goes back much farther than that, which is why I'm very glad to have Richard C. Lyons on. He's the author of the DNA of Democracy series. Going to promote that last book, especially the most recent one, Volume 3, today, but a lot of other things. I mean, his education has taken him through lots of different places. Loyola Academy, University of North Texas, and in a graduate career at Southern Methodist University. He's a third-generation printer, has been involved in educational publishing, stage, television production during his professional career, and then he has continued that forward. But I'm very grateful for this historical look at power and government. Richard C. Lyons, how are you doing today, sir? Thank you for being with me.
No, it's great to join you, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to have you on and get a little perspective, because we certainly got with this week as we continue to see this major change, major creep inside the political institutions in the United States. It's not just a different version. This is a whole different style of governance, a very different system than the one that was given to us 250 years ago. And
no, that's exactly right. I couldn't have put that better.
What led you to this? I mean, you've got a career that spans all sorts of different mediums and writing, but then you take a dive into this DNA of Democracy series, again, Volume 3, the most recent one, Passages Through the Shadows. What brought you to this, to write these? These are commitments, big books.
No, it is. It has been a commitment. It's about 1,300 pages so far. But what I noticed, like a lot of people in the country, Ryan, during the Obama administration, that the agencies in the administrative state of government were attacking different associations and persons. So when I saw that the Health and Human Services agency was attacking the little sisters of the poor, that really, I said to myself, this can't be really happening, can it? And when I saw the IRS and Lois Lerner attacking Tea Party associations and literally throttling them and investigating them, this is not America, right? We have the right to assemble. We have the right to free speech and to endorse whom we'd like. And then when I heard the story of Cheryl Atkinson, a reporter who was writing stories that the Obama administration did not like, and for that she was surveilled inside her house through her computer for over a year, along with James Rosen. He was another person surveilled by the FBI and illegally. I mean, these are things that are very unconstitutional. So when I saw that, I said, well, somebody has to show how this is not a part of our Constitution or our founding. So I had to go back to Volume 1. Volume 1, Ryan, is all about the how and why our country was created from historical democracies and republics that went before it, and how we had that miracle in Philadelphia in 1787. And that goes all the way through the Civil War and the women's suffragette movement. Volume 2, Shadows of the Acropolis, it details in the last 100 years how we have shifted off of our foundations to becoming more socialist since Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson famously said, you know, the Bolsheviks in Russia, they did it wrong. They did it by revolution. In America, we can achieve the same end of socialism if we do it incrementally, slowly, right, and over time. And that is what has happened, Ryan. But now with these primaries, this is in your face. This part of they call it the Democrat Party. They should call it what it is. This is now the Socialist Party.
Yeah.
If they endorse these candidates, if the heads of the party say these candidates are fine with us, they've got a real problem with the American Constitution. So after 100 years of hiding every election, hiding the fact that they endorse socialist policy, now they have socialists proclaiming socialist policy. So this is new, and it'll be real telltale I think you'll agree, if the heads of the Democrat Party say, wait a minute, this is getting out of line,
Yeah.
or whether the energy of this new socialism takes over the party entirely.
Yeah, and I mean you're absolutely right. This is I'm a conservative. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool conservative. I've got a lot of beef to air out with liberals who I disagree with on major issues. I could point back to
There's
the 20th
nothing
century.
wrong with that.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. You see that creep of liberalism, the growth of government. To your point,
Yes.
to the administrative state, to what led us to in 2020 the banning of assembly or the censorship regime. I'm sure that one's particularly on your mind as well.
No.
You look at these.
It's all part of what
Mhm.
totalitarian government does.
Right. And you look at it, and it's very easy to reflect. I mean, I hope everyone is reading the Declaration this year. As, of course, we're celebrating its 250th birthday. But as you read the list of grievances in this day and age, you see things like, their complaints against the king. He's erected a multitude of new offices, sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance.
That's the administrative state.
Is this Parliament or is this Washington, D.C.?
No,
we
it's
have
the administrative.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah.
good insight.
We've already crept there, and now, to your point, the Democrat Party has decided to shift to this base of Democrat socialists and just mash the gas to go even farther than what we've already gotten ourselves into.
Yeah, well, there's two hopes, I think, Ryan. Tell me whether you agree. One is that there is a schism in the Democrat Party, and half the party disowns the other half,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or we have an election in the midterms and then in 28 where this sort of rabid anti-American, anti-Semitic crap is voted out.
Mhm.
And I mean in such terms that the Democratic Party has to realign itself
Yeah.
and split this off as being a socialist party.
I think you're absolutely right on that, and really I would say we're almost facing two different civil wars in both of the major parties in America. You just set it up. The Democrat Party is facing their own civil war that they've brought upon themselves. They're the ones who have pipelined in this new breed of Democrat that is fundamentally transforming the party, taking it away from them. But on the right, we as well, we have a lot of folks who just, hey, business as usual, the 20th century growth of government, but less bad than the liberals is fine. And then there's this new breed of the populace that says, let's go. What do you say to that?
Can I hold you up just a moment?
Yeah, sure. What do you say to that?
Hold up just a moment. No, that's exactly right. In the Republican Party, half the party was, hey, we just got to get along, we got to go along.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to allow socialist policy. We got to allow what the Democrats want, and we'll be their junior partner. And that has been part of the problem of the last 100 years.
Right.
I mean, socialist medicine is one of the keystones of Bolshevik theory or communism. You have to take over healthcare first,
Mm-hmm.
then take over education, and get rid of churches. By the way,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
those are the linchpins that they always taught were made for success in socialism.
Yeah. So as we face this again, it's something similar to what I preach every day. First of all, the Democrat Party, I disagree with the policies, but it's getting worse and more radical as they give over to this movement. On our side, we've got work ahead in the primaries to get rid of the business as usual crowd and find people who understand the founding principles and return us to liberty and the Constitution. As you go around, what are you seeing? Is this a battle that we can win? Is this a dual civil war that we're going to have problems with, or do you think there's hope on the other side?
No, I think there's great hope on the other side. I think Trump did two things that are remarkable. I think when he won again in 24, if he had lost the election in 2024, we were going full bore socialism without a way out. Now that he won in 24, tell me if you agree, Ryan, he has beaten back the administrative state to a degree. I mean, if you look at Lee Zeldin out of New York, one of the best things that happened with the Trump administration is that Lee Zeldin lost the race to be governor of New York. Because what he's doing at the EPA and what Lynn McQuaker's doing over at the education department is trying to tone down these agencies from being attack agencies of the Democrat Party to being more aligned to servants and not masters of the country.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. And I tell you, I think almost more important than beating it back right now, which I would agree the Trump administration has been starting to dismantle it. I think the most important thing they've done is revealing it for all to see as they pull back document declassifications, because there's so many people in America who are just completely asleep. They need the information war to be won over their minds first so that they see what's happening. That's why I think people like you who put this together for them and say, here's a series of books that tells you the whole thing, how we got here and what exactly is happening is so important so they understand the moment we're in. Richard C. Lyons, folks, Richard, where do people find your book? What's the best place to get a hold of your series?
If they go to thednaofdemocracy.com, they can download the first volume for free, either digital or audio, for a car trip this summer. It's my gift to the country for the 250th anniversary.
There you go. TheDNAofDemocracy.com. I am there right now downloading my copy. Richard C. Lyons, thank you so much for joining me for a few minutes. I'd love to pick your brain in the future.
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, sir. Folks, there you go. Richard C. Lyons, TheDNAofDemocracy.com. You want to know how we got here? There's a pretty comprehensive look, an excellent resource for you. We'll be back. More to discuss on the other side. We'll be back on The Reckoning.